Good morning, sir. I'm Brad, and my teammate is George. Our team is Time Machine, so the project is mainly about building a time management application. Now let's look at the package. So as you can see, the project is divided into three layers. The business layer, which contains the user account, the user customized category, and user's tasks. And the data package, which is the class is about dealing with the data. It's also divided into three different parts: the account part, the category part, and the task part. And the final package is presentation, which contains different frames, panels, some exception, and validator.
The sign page is the first page of the application. If you want to log into the application, you can input your name and password. But if this is the first time you use this app, you can create your own account. Let's click this button and go to the sign up page. In this page, you can input your name, email, and password. So, for example, if I input or if you just input some random like number, it will not good for this because this is an invalid name and we can only use letters for name. For example, George QWER and email for example, if I just input this, it's an invalid email. If I input like at something like for and .com, so now it's a valid email. For password, we cannot just random input some letters. If I sign up, the password need to be have minimum 8 characters and also one letter, one name at least. So I can just input, for example, QWER 1234. So this is just a random QWER. If these two passwords are different, the confirmed password does not match with the first one. So we must let them match QWER1234, and then we can just click sign up. So it will say the new account has been created successfully and press OK. And now we can just use the account we just created. If I just input some random name like, for example, ASD and password like this, I press login. It will say the username or password is incorrect. So I must input correct username and password like GEORGEQWER and and also password QWER1234, and I press login. Now it's finished. So this is how user can log into the application. For this application, we can add a delete task. For example, now we want a new task. We can just press add, and we can give it a title like, for example, play piano, and the date, I think maybe tomorrow. It's good, and also the time is, for example, 8 a.m. and the category entertainment, and also I think it's very important, the description. We can give it like play piano, have fun, and then we can press fine. We can press save, and it will say task saved successfully. And we can see here the piano, the task piano just show in the list. And if we just click on each task, it will show all its data, its information on the right panel. And if we want to delete some of this task, we can click delete. For example, play piano, delete. Do you want to really delete play piano? Yes. task delete successfully, task play piano. Now there is only one task on the list. Next, I want to talk about the filter of this application. As you can see, there are many missions or tasks on the list, like play games, study math, and they all belong to different category, and the time of the date of them are very different. For example, play game, it's maybe happening tomorrow, and this study math is happening today, and the category is study, and play football is just after tomorrow. The category is exercise, and all of them. So how to filter them? There are two kind of filter. One is called filter by tab. We can filter it by some of the mission maybe happened before it's expired and happened today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow, and a category which is category which is just filtered by their category, entertainment, study, and exercise. So for example, I want to see all the missions happened before today expired. You can say go to gym, which is should happen in April 3rd, but it's just a long time ago. And this one, study math, which will happen today and tomorrow. Do I have some mission? Play game. And also after tomorrow, there are three: play football, jogging, and PUBG. So also we can use our category. We can see them by their category. Entertainment, is there any missions of entertainment? Yeah, play game and play PUBG. You can see their category, entertainment, and also study math, and exercise. Play football, go to gym, they all belong to category exercise. So, and also we can filter them by combine this filter together. For example, after tomorrow, there are three tasks. One is exercise, two are exercise, and one is about entertainment. We can filter it based on after tomorrow, like entertainment. The entertainment mission after tomorrow is play PUBG, which will happen in April 16. And study, there is no study mission, and exercise, there are two missions, which is play football and jogging, which will happen after tomorrow. So this is a filter of this application. After you log into your account, you can use the My Account function to see the information of your account. And this is it can show the name, password, and email of your account, and also you can change all this information. For example, I want to change my username to another, so I will say update username, and then I will say that, for example, George George hello, HELLO, and I will say confirm. Do you want to upload the username to George Hello? Yes, and it will say updated successfully. Okay, and I'll close. And after that, I open it again. It will show, as you can see, the name is updated successfully. And if we use the SQL developer to see the data in the database, as you can see, George Hello has been changed successfully. For example, if you want to change the data to an incorrect format, the system will say you cannot do that. For example, if I change the password to all letters like this, I click confirm, it will say the password needs to have minimum 8 character, at least one letter and one number, like this. So I will change it to maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then confirm. It will say yes, and update it successfully. Now if we see it, you can see it updated successfully. So there is a validation for all the data that we can change for my account. We can also delete account in this application. For example, there is an account called ASD and the password is QWER12345. And so let's do it. We sign to the application ASD and QWER12345 login. And if we see our my account, we can see the data of this account. Now I click the delete my account button. This account will be deleted. So delete my account. Do you really want to delete the current user ASD? I press yes. And the current user deleted successfully. And after that, it will back to the sign page. And we check the database. So now there is a ASD. We run it again, the ASD just disappear. We just do the operation successfully.
In this part, I'm going to demonstrate the category part of the project. So before showing the GUI of the category, let's have a quick look at the code first. So as you can see in the data layer, these are the category related classes. So here we have the writer interface, reader interface, and constants since we are using the binary file and the fixed length. So let's look at the random class. Let's take some examples on methods. Here is the getCategories method, which will return an array list of category object. So as you can see, first it will look how many records are there in the file. And then record by record, it will read data from the file and then put the data into the category object and finally return the array list. Let's look at the addCategory method here. So this method will move the cursor to the end of the category file and then right into the file. So as you can see here, we are using number 0 to fill in the fixed length. If the content that user input is shorter than the maximum. Okay, now let's go back to the GUI. Let's log into the testing account. So whenever a user creates an account, he or she has no category at this point. So when the user tries to add a new task, since the validation on the category has the top priority, well, whatever you input here, let's try. As you can see, there's no option of category at this point because the user has no category stored in the file. When we click Save, there's a pop-up showing that please create at least one category before adding a new task. This is the category management frame. In this frame, user can add or delete category. We have several validations on category and we have sufficient feedback when user operate the category. So the first validation is the name of the category cannot be blank. So if we click the add button here, as you can see, there will be an error message. And also if the user want to delete the category, he or she has to select one of the category first. So if we delete, and there will be a notification. To add a new category, simply enter a name here. Let's try category 1 and press the button add. There will be a feedback. And choose the category, click the delete button. There will be a confirm message. And if we choose yes, there will be a feedback too. Another thing is, as I mentioned before, we are using the number 0 to fill in the empty space in the binary file. So In order preventing misleading the user, we decide to prevent user from containing any number 0 inside the name, which means if we input the 0 inside the name, there will be an error message indicating that it was a software preserved character. There's another invisible validations here. As I show you the task frame later, you will see that the category cannot be deleted if this category is used by at least one task. So now let's go back to the task frame. As you can see, the category is now refreshed, and the user may select the category they created before. In this part, I will demonstrate the task part of the project. Similarly, before showing the GUI, let's have a quick look at the task-related code. So in the data layer, these are the task classes. We have writer, reader, and related interface. And the task object or task information is stored in the database. So let's look at the DAO class here. In the constructor, we are making connections to the database, and we mainly have the add method, the get method, which is a select statement, the delete method, and the modify method. So as you can see, we're using the prepare statement, and for the question mark, we will use the attributes of that specific task to fill in the question mark. So now let's go back to the GUI. This is the task frame. As you can see inside the task frame, there are two tabbed panes. The first one is basic, and the second one is advanced. The difference between these two panels is in the advanced panel, user may provide more info related to the task. So let's take the advanced panel as example. There are validations in all the attributes. So let's try them one by one. So if we leave everything blank, it will check the title if it's blank. So test title here and save. The description cannot be blank. And then save again. And the location is required in advanced panel because if we are using the basic panel, there will be a default value for the location. Okay, and for the date and time, it's a special input. Here, the system did not accept any other invalid characters except numbers. Let's try 20, 21, 09, 09, 1958, and then save. The task was saved successfully. So now let's double check in the database. We can see here it was the task that we created just now. And finally, I want to demonstrate the validations on category. So when we added the task and customize the category, we want to delete this category which is used by this task. We can also see the category here. The category 1 is used by this task. So in this case, it's not allowed to delete. There will be a notification showing that the category is already used.